Most LinkedIn content underperforms for a really simple reason. The idea isn't strong enough to deserve impressions. Now, I've written over 6,000 pieces of LinkedIn content and worked with more than 200 clients, and I found that when the idea is both unique and interesting, everything else, engagement, shareability, and lead generation, all become so much easier. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the 3-step idea generation process we use at the Media Engine to go from having no clue what to post to a broad spectrum of original content that can go viral and does attract the right type of client for your business. I found this really neat feature, not on LinkedIn, but over on Twitter with their advanced search feature. Let me show you how I use it to generate hundreds of inspiring ideas to get us started. And by the way, Twitter is such an awesome place for finding content ideas because it moves faster than LinkedIn. I've seen posts on Twitter perform very well, and I won't even see them on LinkedIn for weeks, at which point they'll go viral again by whoever posted it. So let's assume I'm an SEO agency, and I'm choosing this because SEO is very saturated, very commoditized. So if I can make this work here, you can also make it work in your niche too. And that could be coaching, SaaS, agency, consulting, freelancing. The first thing I want to do is I want to type in the topic I want to look into, and I'm going to filter for a bunch of things. So for example, I'm going to search AI SEO on the search. I'm going to click on these 3 dots and click advanced search. And this is when I'm going to get into some really clever filters. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to look at the language. I'm going to choose English. And then I'm going to choose for a certain number of likes. Let's go with 50 minimum likes, for example. And this is going to surface all the relevant content with a minimum amount of engagement. I'm then going to add a bunch of date filters because I want to make sure the ideas are fresh. So let's go, for example, the October the 1st to, let's say, October the 10th. And then I'm going to go and hit search. And what I'm doing here is I'm getting all the AI SEO ideas on Twitter that are new and fresh, that are getting some sort of engagement. Now, as I scroll, a bunch of these are lead magnets. So I'm going to go back in and I'm going to adjust my search because it's super easy. I'm going to say I don't want to see any words that say the word DM, reply, or comment. And I'm going to search again. I'm going to begin to build a cleaner list of ideas. And look at all these ideas. Some of them are really good for 2 reasons. One, I just haven't seen them on LinkedIn yet. So it's fresh and it's new and it's interesting. And 2, they have engagement. So they're already proven to work. For example, this post that's almost shitting on this new tool called AI Meridian. And it's someone saying, if you follow the rollout that gets you ranked, you've seen that they're being paid to write. This is pure AI shill slop. And a lot of people are saying the same thing. There's one post over here, and there's another post over here. What I then do is I then go grab the URL from over here. I'll click, let's say, copy link. And I'm going to head over to a spreadsheet which I've created to house the ideas I'm going to find in this video. And I'm going to say it's also from Twitter Advanced Search. I've got the link to the AI Meridian tool, and I've written my idea over here. For example, AI Meridian tool is BS. A lot of competitors, a lot of wild claims. This is a great idea I should do on LinkedIn almost immediately. Or this other one where I like this post about the Sam Altman one. It said Sam Altman hinted at the death of traditional SEO. And I think that's an awesome hook. So I've saved this hook down over here because we can brand jack off Sam Altman and explain the changes from SEO to AI search and GEO. Now you can just keep scrolling and keep picking up interesting ideas that you can copy and paste over into this spreadsheet and then use on LinkedIn. And all you got to do is change over the topic. Let's say, for example, we want to talk about B2B marketing. You just click enter, and there you go. You have a bunch of new, fresh ideas that you can scroll through and you can apply to your LinkedIn profile too. And this doesn't just have to work for SEO. You can literally write the word metabolism, for example. Say you're a fitness coach, you can click enter, and you have a bunch of interesting metabolism ideas that you can use in your coaching content on LinkedIn. Now, if you do this and somehow you are able to run out of ideas from LinkedIn, this next method works stupidly well. I'm going to give you an AI prompt at the end, which you can copy and paste directly into ChatGPT or Claude. What I want you to do is now go into your calendar because we're going to do something a little bit different. If you want to create content that actually generates leads, not just likes, you need a new source of information that gives you lead generating ideas. And that's sales calls. Specifically, inside those sales calls, your prospects go through a light bulb moment. A light bulb moment happens in all good sales calls. Firstly, you ask the lead some questions. The lead describes their current situation. They tell you something they're struggling with. And the salesperson, probably you, then says something that gives them the light bulb moment. It changes their point of view on their situation and it makes them very likely to buy from you. And those moments are gold because talking about a light bulb moment on LinkedIn tends to really resonate well with people that are in so much pain, they're open to buying your solutions. Now go into whatever AI note taker tool that you use, download the transcripts, and then head over to ChatGPT or Claude, and then upload them over into that platform. So I'm going to do it over here, and then I'm going to paste in my prompt. And I will briefly explain the prompt to you. It basically says you're analyzing a sales call transcript. Your task is to identify a light bulb moment so that I can turn it into LinkedIn content. I describe what the light bulb moment is, which is very important, by the way, when you're prompting. And then I'm going to ask it to output exactly what the light bulb moment is, give it a name, give me the client's before state, the shift moment, and the after state, and to output all the light bulb moments. I'm going to hit send. And these outputs are really good. If I scroll through, I can see 8 different LinkedIn light bulb moments, which any of them could be turned into posts. But I'm specifically going to focus on the ones that I think are going to work better on LinkedIn, because you need that human in the loop with AI processes. And I think light bulb moment 3 is awesome. The prospects are something really interesting, because I could post the same stuff under any account. It doesn't really matter who posts it, because he was looking for scale. And I said, exactly, that's the issue. There's nothing here that says, why does your company look good here? You've done thousands of linked audits. It's an SEO agency. But what if you said, I've done 23 audits for over 200 B2B SaaS companies and found that most misallocate budget? Now you're directly speaking to your ICP, and he goes, right. And in that conversation, he was like, that's what I'm missing. And that was his light bulb moment to add in his authenticity. Now, what I can now do is copy and paste this light bulb moment over into my ideas spreadsheet, so I can save it over for myself. And I can even then go into this ChatGPT. I can save the link of this conversation so that I don't lose it, and my team can access this later on too. I'll then scroll this and identify moments that I think were good and then add them to my sheet. So you're no longer guessing what to post. You're creating content that mirrors what real leads are already thinking, and you're giving them the shift moments to educate them. Now, by the way, this is important. These posts often do not go viral. They literally can't, because they're only felt by a small group of people who are in the mindset to have a sales call. They attract a person actually who's so deep into the problem, they're actually ready to act, potentially buy, and that's just a smaller population of the overall market. And that's the difference between impression content and conversion content. And by the way, I've also automated this entire process with a simple Zapier, and I'll show you over here. It ingests the sales calls, it adds it to a spreadsheet for me, it uploads the transcript file to a drive. There's some webhook magic, there's some AI by Zapier, and eventually it sends a private message into a Slack channel so I can see the output almost immediately. That way my whole team has access to these insights. Now, if you want LinkedIn ideas that will go viral, get very broad reach, and attract a new audience into your network, you have to use Instagram in a really clever way. The key is a type of page that was really popular in the 2010s, but seems to be forgotten about by anyone using LinkedIn. It's called theme pages, and these pages power a lot of the Instagram economy. The way it works is these theme pages create very viral, very broad reaching content, and they do it with the idea of getting a lot of followers. They then sell their posts on their Instagram page as sponsorship slots. Basically, they're acting as a media brand. But what's interesting is we can look at those posts that they're making, which are very broad and very viral, and imitate them and port them over to LinkedIn whilst tying them into our product. And we did it over here with this post. We found the idea on Instagram, we ported it over to LinkedIn, we repackaged it up. It ended up getting 117K impressions, 287 reactions, 513 comments, 35 saves, 24 sends on LinkedIn, 316 profile views, and 66 followers, all from this singular post that we actually ripped from somewhere else. Now, the next step is to type in a keyword into Instagram that's related to your ideal customer or what you're selling. So for example, if you're selling business coaching, you might type in the word entrepreneur. If you're a fitness coach, you might type in the word health. If you are selling marketing services, you might type in the word advertising. Now, when you do this, you end up coming across these theme pages, and this is what this looks like. This is Entrepreneur Insights, and all these posts are wildly viral. 1,000 likes over here, 406,000 likes over here. And what you begin to notice is the most viral ideas are either brand jacks or controversial takes. For example, Lego was losing 800 million in debt a day. That's a brand jack. They were weeks away from collapsing. Here's how they pulled off one of the greatest comebacks in business. You also have one that says he nearly bankrupted France's oldest bank. In secret, he racked up 73 billion in trades, lost 7 billion in a single week. Here is the biggest trading scandal in history. The key now is you need to tie this piece of content that you found to your product or your services in your LinkedIn content. And that's really easy if you pick the right idea. So I really like this Lego post over here because it talks about how they were losing money and it's through collaborations. And I think this would work really well for a newsletter sponsorship brand or someone that talks about whitelisting partnerships on Facebook ads. So all you gotta do is copy that over, paste that into the ideas spreadsheet, say Lego made money back from collaborations. We can talk about our own collaboration services, for example. And again, you can go to Men's Health magazine and you can look through loads of ideas. For example, why are Hollywood's WWE stars slimming down? And if you are talking about losing weight, this is a great brand jack to take into account. And again, we found loads of unique and interesting ideas that we can take from Instagram and then use on our LinkedIn profile. But even with these new and proven content ideas for LinkedIn, you still need something else to make sure they perform. To transform these content ideas into LinkedIn posts to get qualified impressions and leads, you should use these LinkedIn hooks and formats that I've proven to work across 100 plus LinkedIn accounts. And in this next video, I'll even give you the copy and paste template so you can plug it directly in with the ideas you found from this video. So just click here and watch the next video and I'll see you there.